Hey everybody, how's it going? It is May 1st, 2024, and this is the first day that I have been able to go out and shoot videos since March 15th. For the specific reason of shooting videos, I have been, between then and now, I've worked up to Tehachapi Depot a few times doing my volunteer stuff up there, and I was able to get some videos from up there. But this is, as I said, the first time I've gone out specifically to shoot videos. I've been incredibly busy. And today, I decided this morning before I left the house, you know what, I'll cruise up to BNSF. We'll go up the valley and see what's going on over there. And the first sighting, control point, this is actually double track here, starts behind me here. Control point, I always thought it's UNA. I always thought it was pronounced Una, but someone told me it's pronounced Una. I don't know. If you know for sure, let me know in the comments below. But the first thing I came across was this train parked here. And it's not unusual for trains to be stopped out here, but it got me to thinking that last week they had that big derailment on the Arizona-New Mexico border over by Grants. And the line was going to be shut down for a few days. It said possibly as much as 10 days. And so I don't know if I'm going to even see any BNSFs. I live about a little over a mile from the BNSF tracks, and I have heard some horns. And last night, Jennifer and I went to Tehachapi, and we have to cross the tracks, go over the overpass out there. And there was a train, but it was going north. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I haven't looked it up. Doesn't really matter. And I'm curious to see if any more of these trains are parked along Central Valley Highway, which is technically this is Santa Fe Way here alongside us. It runs from Bakersfield to Shafter, and up at Shafter is where the Central Valley Highway actually just turns into that. But anyway, enough of the geography lesson. Let's go see what's going on up north. All right. This looks like a pretty long train, and I guess I should mention that there's no one on that train, but the locomotives are running. Usually if they're going to be here for a considerable amount of time, they usually shut the locomotives off. That has more to do with the California Air Resources Board than it does with the railroads. But anyway, those units were operating, and I don't know if that's the head end or the rear end. The lights are off. Usually they usually keep the light on the rear if it has rear helpers. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on. DPUs. There's some mid-train DPUs right there. Obviously a heavy train, and yeah, there are units on the end of the train, and they are also running. See a little wisp of smoke coming out of it, out of one of them anyway. So that is an eastbound. Once the BNSF gets on UP at Kern Junction, they'll be southbound. And then when they get back on their own tracks at Mojave, they'll be eastbound again. But the signals that we went by back there are intermediates, and I know that up here, this big control point coming up is the other end of Una, and there's a big switching facility here. I've done a couple of videos from here before. But anyway, let's move on, see what's going on up here, if anything. All right, this is the first train I've seen on the move today, just north of Wasco. I do not have access to a BNSF timetable on this subdivision. I don't know, BNSF timetable for anywhere. But so I'm not sure what the speed limit is here for Z trains. Looks like they're doing about 50. And I know there isn't a lot more boring than San Joaquin Valley mainline stuff. It all looks the same. There's no hills, there's no curves. But I'm out here anyway. So I'm going to share with you what I see. Alright. Okay, we have come up here to West Allensworth, which is, I don't know, 25 miles north of Wasco, something like that. I don't know the exact mileposts along the BNSF. But the reason I stopped here is because I was over in Alpa, which is a little town over there, talking to the Nutrient Company about the possibility of them letting me know, and they were going to do some switching over there with their 1956 GE locomotive, somebody told me about. But anyway, this Amtrak, the southbound, I don't know if this is the, I think there's the 702 and the 712 that are southbounds. You know, let me know in the comments below. But I saw him go by as I was approaching the crossing, going really slowly, and I saw him stop here. Well, I walked over there and looked at the switch, and it is reversed. So they're obviously going to put this guy in the siding, but maybe there's something, the indication is working on the switch or something, because he still has a red signal. Hope everybody's okay. And I'm sorry for the wind noise. The breeze just kicked up here. Odd. This isn't this end of the valley isn't generally a very breezy place this time of year. But anyway, still waiting to see if this Amtrak is going to take off. All right, well, he is on the move. Friendly guy. Colorful cars on the San Joaquin. All right. San Joaquin through the control point at West Allensworth into the siding. All right, well, I was getting ready to pull out of Allensworth, and saw the headlight of this BNSF they were sticking him in the siding for. travel! And I am well in the clear. This train doesn't appear. I think that last train, I think he might have been doing 60. I was going to get my radar gun out for the next train I saw here, but I was actually over here, as you will see at some point. This is where the California high-speed rail is going to cross the wetland waterfowl preserve near Alpa, California. It's going to be elevated across that. I was actually here. I'm shooting a piece about the California high-speed rail and where it is right now. And I came over here to shoot that and saw this guy. So whatever doubts I had this morning about whether there was going to be any traffic have been dispelled. There's plenty of traffic. All right, let's move on a little further north. They are moving them down the valley. Speed limit for Amtrak up here is 80. I didn't get my radar out because I didn't know there was going to be a train this soon. That last westbound freight that went by us was just, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ago. All right, well, we are a little further up, the sighting of Angola. The control point is down there about, I don't know, a mile or so, I guess. But this is the Smithfield mill. I guess it's still Smithfield. That's who ran it when I was working up. I've never worked up here, but I used to come home this way a lot to get off Highway 99. And I noticed them shuttling these cars around a little bit, so I thought I'd get off and catch some of that. And so waiting for them to do that. Some of you may remember this location back when I was working, still working up the valley. I came up and explored this old abandoned mill here. I'll put a link to that in the description below, but let's see if this guy actually does anything. He was moving when I got here, so this is an unloading facility for the cars here. They come in, dump their stuff in there, their grains, and they are moved around in the mill through all these pipes into various silos. They fascinate me. They absolutely fascinate me. Guy just came over and he was really cool, but he asked me what I was doing here, and I told him. I guess he said they've been having some activity around here, and I assured him I wasn't part of that, but I would like to go over to the office. I can't do it today. I don't have time. But maybe get them to show me around this place. I don't know if they'll let me shoot it on my channel, but I've never been inside one of these working mills, and the whole thing fascinates me. Those are the shakers they put on the bottoms of the cars. You'll see, if you notice that on hoppers where the dumps are, you'll see little notches. They slide little, for lack of a better word, little jackhammer things in there and vibrate the cars and the hoppers to the dumps to get all of the product out. It has taken about 15 minutes to unload this car. Wow. Okay, well, that's it. 3 dumps in the bottom of each car, and I guess they just have to spot each one over a specific, I thought maybe they had a place where you could dump all 3 of them at once, but it doesn't look like that. And northbound Amtrak there. I just saw him come and whipped over real quick. I'm headed back towards Bakersfield. We're just south of Allensworth. And in the siding at Allensworth is a southbound. So we'll go up here to there's a creek right here, so go over to a drier place and catch him. All right, here comes another Amtrak south. Getting on toward the end of the day here. I'm going to try to get a radar on him. I don't want to make him nervous. I hope it'll settle on the train after the head end goes by. Well, that wasn't very impressive, but he was just taking off from the last control point. Okay. Another Amtrak at Una. I'm almost back in Bakersfield. All right, well, gonna end the day the same place we started it. At Una with this train still sitting here in the siding 8.5 hours later. Left the house at 8 this morning. It is 4:40 and I'm only about 10 minutes from the house, but it's been a productive day. Saw a lot of trains. I hope you enjoyed it. Valley's a little different. I know trains are going faster. There's not much scenery, but hey, I guess trains are trains, huh? All right, well, here are the URLs to my PayPal and my Patreon account. If you can help the channel out that way, I'd sure appreciate it. Remember to like, and remember to please hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we will see you all later.